Hey, sweet souls, and welcome to Changelicious, the podcast that turns life's hot mess into your next big yes. I'm your host, Hedi, work-life innovation coach, design thinker, storyteller, and chaos to success connoisseur. Around here, we don't just talk about change, we live it, we breathe it, we dance with it. So buckle up, grab your favorite drink, and let's dive into the wild, brave, and beautiful journeys of people who dared to remix their lives and came out tasting success. This is Changelicious. Let's make change delicious. Emma, good morning.
Good morning.
So much for being on the Changelicious podcast. It's been quite a morning for both of us. So we're just going to roll and give you, hopefully, the most beautiful insights about your journey. I've reached out, 2 weeks ago, I've discovered you on Instagram. I was like, wow. And you replied, said yes. So always ask if you want something from other people or you might get a yes. So I'm super stoked you're on.
I love podcasts. I love female-run podcasts. I love talking to people about stuff and my life and whatever. So I'm always happy to. I always kind of go, let me see, like, do you have anything? And then you replied and you showed me a few bits. I was like, yes, I definitely want to be part of this. So thanks for asking me.
Oh man, it's a pleasure. So let's do a little check-in.
Okay.
Check-in is something imaginary so people can get to know you in a very quick manner. So if you were a drink, what would you be and why?
I would be a Red Bull.
What's that? Is that
I would be like an energy drink.
Okay, Red Bull. Okay, yes.
Yeah, because I am just intense, kind of bipolar creative brain. So it's a little. So I would be an energy drink.
And an animal, who would you be?
I'd be a bumblebee.
Oh, okay, let's jump in. So, who are you and what do you do and why do you do what you do? So, I'm a 5-year-old. How would you explain who you are, what you do, and why?
Okay, so I am a beekeeper. Primarily the bees come first for me, but who was able to discover a cure for her acne from the hives that she had started to tend. And that discovery has started the business, which now employs myself and my daughter Brooke. And and we help lots of other people. So I'm now a skincare maker and a beekeeper.
Honestly, this is like the innovation in itself, right? We have a problem and then we have a solution. Yeah. And how come you just said, okay, I'm going to turn this into a business?
Well, do you know what? I think if I had have known, so this is a journey of 10 years really from beekeeping and really the last 6-7 years from skincare making and fixing my skin. If I had have known 6-7 years ago that the beekeeping would take me this direction and I would have to do all of these things and go through all of the small business things and stress, I probably wouldn't have done it because I would have been petrified by the journey. So really for me it was, I don't know whether I'm religious or anything like that. I'm not sure. I do believe that there's a higher power. And I don't know whether that's the universe or whether that's an actual God. I don't know. But I do know that I couldn't have avoided the journey if I tried. So I just put one step in front of the other every day for the last 7 years in business, 10 years as a beekeeper. And this is what it has led to, which to me is, whenever I sit and think about it, I get goosebumps because, I was a teen mum. I was financially ruined by my mid-20s. I have bipolar disorder. I have all of these things going against me, but still I've been able to achieve a legacy for myself and Brooke, my daughter, who's 28. So it's not been, I haven't sat down and went, this is what I want to do and this is my business plan. It has never been that. Behaven Body Care is really like, it is just the retail skincare embodiment of myself. Doesn't feel like it's an extra thing onto my life. It's just part of me. I couldn't ever do anything else.
Hmm. I hear you. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, goosebumps. Okay, so you build a legacy. Also your daughter is involved, right?
Yeah, Brooke's 28. Yeah.
And
And
she's also part of the business, right?
yeah, she runs it. Yeah. So she's definitely she's the dotager. You know the way you have a momager? Well, Brooke is the dotager.
I've
So
never heard that, but yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, Brooke will be like, "We're not spending any more money this month, mother. We're not doing. You make sure you have to do this." So Brooke definitely is. She is the sensible head, the finance, the accounts, the VAT returns. She also looks after the customers in the shop whenever I'm not here. And but she's a very vital part. I couldn't do what she does, and equally she doesn't make anything. Well, she makes the perfumes, but she wouldn't be able to do what I do. So what really only works. It was just me for a very long time, but only on a very micro small business level. It only works as a small business with the two of us. We're each other's puzzle piece. Um, and it doesn't really operate without both of us here properly.
And you have both, right? You have a shop that we're looking at right now. And
Yeah, this is my little work area. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the whole online empire.
Yes.
And now you have you're from Northern Ireland
Yeah.
with also some challenges in terms of
Challenging being here. Yeah.
like in Germany. I've had like I was shopping like crazy. I was so excited, and then I've had like 42 euros in shipping costs. So how do you manage all of these? How do you manage change?
How do I manage change in business?
Yeah. First and foremost in business. I mean, if you're saying it's related in your
so like for us in business, like I started off and it was just me making a few bits and pieces in my kitchen that had cleared my skin, my Beekeepers Intense Skin Balm and whatever, and selling it on a very small online platform, and shipping it out of our spare bedroom. And, and those were the easy days. Those were the days before Brexit really kicked in. In Northern Ireland, we're in a very weird, situated in a very weird, isn't the word a weird place? But it's just that the governments don't really seem to know what to do with us. So on
can be
on a cosmetic level and on a goods out level, we kind of, I mean, I could be getting this wrong. I know the cosmetics, but I don't really understand what they're doing with like the import and export stuff, but it just baffles me. But we're very much still in with the EU. We're still regulated by the EU cosmetic laws. We have to notify all of our products on the EU portal. And if the guys in GB, who we're part of the UK, and if the guys in GB want to sell into us in Northern Ireland, they can't unless they have a registered address in Northern Ireland or the EU. So it's a very messy situation. For me to send a package to England, it'll cost me postage and packaging. Postage is about just over £5, and the packaging on top of that, we charge £6. For me to send a package into Southern Ireland, which is just down the road, it's £15 delivery.
Oh my goodness.
For us to send a package to you in Germany, it's going to cost us £30. It's £30. And so we've never been able to overcome that. We're in a weird situation where we could get a contract with a better price, but you have to have a monthly quota that you hit in order to do that. But in order to get that monthly quota, you also have to have customers that are willing to, that it's a vicious circle. So what we do is we offer free delivery over £130. But for us, so for yourself, £130, what's that? Maybe like €150. It's a lot of money to spend. But for us, we still then incur that £30. So we're kind of losing, maybe just under a third of our profit. In cosmetics, profit is hard to come by. So we've never really got, but saying that, we send a lot into Europe. We send a lot into Germany. We send a lot into Sweden.
Yeah. And you have such a huge following who are so supportive, and you are also so funny. So one thing I've learned very early on, 2 weeks ago when I met you, I'm very excited to learn much more about you, from you. but you ask for help all the time. Like you're on the airport, you're like, okay, hi, I don't know, what heavy metal concert.
Can you please go? It was
Please go to a shop and make my daughter feel better because I'm not there, and maybe the shop's, a bit empty today. So, and they reply, and have had that, did something positive come that day?
Yeah. So Brooke was like, so I was texting her from the airport, and I was like, well, how's the shop? She's like, it's dead. I've had one customer in all day. And she feels that she feels that I'm like the magnet of the customers, and she does feel that the customers don't come to see her, they come to see me. And if I'm not there, like I'm going on holiday next week for 2 weeks, which is why I've got the cold. I'm run down, because I have to have 2 weeks stock on the shelves and all the rest of it. So, and all my content made for 2 weeks. So Brooke feels that if I'm not there, that the customers don't come in. So I was like, can you just, like, if you're passing, don't you have to buy anything? Just go in and talk to her. And I think she did get a little bit busier. But yeah.
Oh, there you go. So women ask for help. Ask for help. I mean, this is something we have learned.
Scared to say, like, I did something recently. I don't do it all the time. And I think there's asking for help at different times and for different things, but not like going all the time at it. Recently I did a video maybe like last month, and I was like, guys, I know you are, because a lot of people contact me, they're like, can you give me skincare advice? I've been watching your videos for years. I'm a silent viewer. I don't leave any comments and I don't say anything, but I watch. So I know there's a lot of people watching, but there's a lot of people that don't interact. So I did a video going like, if you are a silent watcher, come to the front. This is your day to say hi, because I need your help with the algorithm.
This video made me discover you, by the way.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yes.
Sharon Osbourne followed me from that video.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. There you go.
Yeah, I know. Oh, so and that video, because the algorithm's a funny thing, and most of our business is out via post, to different parts of Europe, America, the UK are, I would say, sort of 70% of our business is online. And that's kind of changed over the years. It used to be 100%. We moved into this location and I opened a shop, and then it became kind of very much 70% people coming in, 30% online. And that was just nosiness, to be honest, locally. So that kind of lasted for about a year. And then I thought it was great. I thought I discovered, like, I don't know, wow, I can't believe this is happening to me. And then like a year later, you're like, where's the customers? So then I kind of switched. We realized then that was just initial nosiness locally. And then we kind of switched to probably 50-50. And now we're very much 70% out the door, 30% in the door. But the out the door is very dependent on the algorithm. So if Instagram, I mean, I do TikTok. I've 90,000 followers on TikTok, or 95,000 followers on TikTok. But to be honest, TikTok's a very difficult place. They only want the drama.
I have no idea. I have 105 followers and I don't get it.
It's changed. I grew my following in the earlier days, and it has changed, and it doesn't necessarily, a lot of people come into the shop locally. It's good for me locally. People will come in and go, I follow you on TikTok. More people come in locally and follow me on TikTok than would come in and follow me on Instagram. And my Instagram reach is definitely more like Northern Ireland, UK, but probably a bigger chunk from Europe and USA. But it's a very weird place. But I focus my time and design my content around my Instagram audience. So back to the algorithm. So if you go, if the guys that want you to do well and are supporting you silently don't understand that, like, guys, I really appreciate your silent support, but I need you now. And I asked for the help, and the help came, and I grew over 2 weeks, maybe 10,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and we were crazy busy. We were like, it was like, Brooke said to me, Mom, like, she doesn't do the social media. What on earth has happened? Because what have we done? Because there's all these orders going, like I think one lady in America ordered 3 times in a week. And And then comes the other part of it, like the difficulty. It's the customs forms that you have to fill in, things like that, and commodity codes, and it's all very, like, it's a very laborious kind of form filling exercise. Sent anything across to America, but yeah, I asked for help, and the help arrived. But I'm also conscious not to ask for help every single day, because I want the help to be. It's like, can you please help me now? Yeah.
When you need it. But obviously you don't need help doing it, right? You have your equipment that gets you this kind of massive orders. How many orders do you have a week? So no, first, what kind of products do you have in your shop? Because it's very diverse. What is your best selling products, and what is the range?
Okay, so the range is kind of from skincare to soap to bath time fun, perfumes and things like that. So it's kind of, I don't know, do you guys have, I don't want to say the name of the brand, but I'll just say it. Do you guys have Lush over there? I don't know if you have Lush.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of the bath and body, everything that you need to moisturize, eye creams, hair clay, shampoos, conditioners. I think there's over 300 products that I make, that are all certified, and all the batch paperwork that goes along with that. And there's a lot. I mean,
Wow.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah.
yeah, it's a lot. But our best seller, our best selling products are products for acne and eczema. I mean, the people that come into the shop day and daily, it's a steady stream of, the doctor has told me I've got dermatitis. The doctor says I've got eczema. I've been on steroid creams and that's not doing anything. And really what we do is tell them not to use detergent-based shower gels, which are basically everything, or detergent-based soaps, which are most of the soaps that are in the supermarket nowadays. And we switch them onto one of our goat's milk and beeswax soaps and give them a nice skin balm. And generally in a couple of days, usually with eczema, it's gone. It's a little bit more difficult with, no, I'm not saying for 1 second that we have the cure for eczema. We don't. What I'm saying is the eczema that people are being diagnosed with isn't really, a lot of the times, it doesn't seem to me in my very unmedical brain that it's eczema. It seems to be a intolerance to the horrible ingredients that are in body washes.
Yeah.
And then we've got a lot of people then with acne, and obviously that's my story, and we get great results as well. So it's a lot of skincare based, our skin balms, face creams, our goat's milk soaps, and things like that we cannot be out of stock of those. People rely on those. But I make a lot of other fun products as well, like bath bombs and whipped soaps and things like that.
And for the blog.
Yes.
For men. Yeah, absolutely. I was laughing because it was like all in one. Okay, that was perfect for my husband.
Yeah, the all in one block. They're like face hair. Guys don't want a lot of skincare.
No.
They're like, they don't want a lot of, some do. Some I really like to have quite a few steps. You get guys that like a lot of skincare, and men that are like, I'm washing in fairy liquid. What should I be, can you give me one product? Like, we get so many farmers come in here that are washing themselves. I don't know what your alternative over there, but it's like dish soap. Do you know, like the squeezy you wash your dishes with? Like the farmers are washing in that. Like, they're just using that in the shower.
Wow.
And they're coming in with like, so they need a one bar solution.
What does it look like when you're using dish soap? I've never.
Oh, it's your skin is just raw and red and itchy and inflamed.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Okay, so you are changing the world bit by bit. When you have one product that you have in mind, like, can you walk me through the from idea to solution process that you have?
Okay, yeah. And then again, it's like, I would love to be like, guys, this is the formula to success. But really it was very strange, very strange. So I had acne. I was a sales rep, and I was kind of customer facing, and I had really bad skin from 11 until I'm 46 now, so probably like 39. I had such bad skin, and I tried everything. I tried the pharmaceutical stuff from the doctor. I tried different skin brands. I tried facials and different skin treatments, and nothing ever worked. It just made it worse. So the very first product that I made, that is still our number one bestseller now, I made out of just a gut instinct in my kitchen with some ingredients that I had in the cupboard. Now, it's a very rudimentary kind of version of the Beekeepers Intense Skin Balm. It was,
What is in there? What's in there?
There's avocado oil, there's castor oil. So I was frying my food in avocado oil. I was using castor oil, I think, for my cuticles. There is honey and beeswax, right? Which was, if I put honey on my skin, will it clear it up? Because I know that honey's amazing. I've got some beeswax because I've rendered my honey. And I've got avocado oil, so I'll fire a little bit of that. And I've got a little bit of castor oil, so I'll put some castor oil in. So I put those ingredients together, but I realised that it didn't emulsify because honey is a water and the oils and wax are oils and wax. So so I was like, like, how do you get that? Like, whatever I Googled to find out, really, an emulsifier. Yeah. So I find this natural, like, if you use lecithin, or an emulsifying wax, I put a little bit of emulsifying wax in, and I don't know how I came about vegetable glycerin, which is incredible because it's a humectant, as the honey is. So, I mean, a lot of people give vegetable glycerin a really hard time, but our vegetable glycerin is actually, it's proper cosmetic grade vegetable glycerin from a process that doesn't involve petroleum. There is some glycerin that comes from a petroleum byproduct, but ours isn't that. But glycerin is a really lovely product because it is a very small particle size, so it really is absorbed into the skin and helps to plump the skin up and hydrate and attract moisture and retain moisture, as does honey. So I kind of just made it initially, and the honey didn't mix, and I put an emulsifying wax in, and it did mix, and I made this green. It was green because the avocado oil was cold pressed. So I made this like balm, and I put it on my skin, and in a week, my skin was starting to heal. The spots and the redness, and there was a dewiness to my skin, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. But I was on Facebook at the time, just, we were the Behaven Beekeepers. That was our business name. Because I was a salesperson, you
were selling honey at the time as well, or?
Well, we worked with a few jars. We were very small. I only had a couple of hives. And I was a salesperson. I was working for other, I don't know who I was working for at the time, but I've worked for lots of different blue chip companies. So I was selling a product out on the road. And I'd started a Facebook page for my beekeeping just to sort of spread the word about how amazing bees were. So I kind of posted it on my Facebook page going, I've made this honey and beeswax. I think I called it the Magic Green Balm or something. And you're not allowed to call things magic. We're not allowed to kind of intimate that they're anything other than a moisturizer. We're not allowed to say that. I didn't know all these things at the time, but I was like, look at my skin, and after a week, the spots had started to clear, and so people wanted to start, I probably had 100 people that were following me on Facebook, on my Facebook page at the time, and they wanted to they knew, and they were friends, it was only friends and family. And so they were like, oh, can I have some of that? I would love to try that. So I started selling little pots of it. I was kind of maybe making 10 pots at a time and selling it to the people that wanted it from Facebook. But I realized very quickly that you're not allowed to do that. That's completely illegal. You have to have it cosmetically certified. You have to have the correct labeling. You have to have it notified on the portals. There's lots of different hoops. So I decided, I learned that this was the sort of the regulations and something I'd have to adhere to if I wanted to continue. And I really had a bit of a soul searching moment where I was like, do I really want to do this? I didn't really want to. I was working a lot. I had my bees. Did I really want to do all of this and pay all of this money just for this one product? But like I said at the start, even though I didn't really want to, my gut was telling me that I should.
Yeah.
So I formulated it by complete accident in answer to your question. It was I have no idea. Yeah. No idea how I came up with that formulation. I have tweaked it since and had it recertified. Mm-hmm. So it's a balmier consistency. It's not so hard. I mean, it's absolutely amazing.
What is it called?
It's called the Beekeepers Intense Skin Balm. I'll go and get. Will I show you one? I'll go and get one.
Yes,
hold on.
Just for notification. So I have three kids. It's three cats. and they're jumping on they're always jumping when I do podcasts. They're jumping on my table, and it's always like doing like this. So if that happens, it's not an earthquake. It's just the cats.
It's just the cats
feeling like they want to be part of it.
Well, I can be part of it. I love cats. So it's this product here, the Beekeepers Intense Skin Balm. We've got this one, which is I made a lavender one because I had lavender essential oil in the cupboard the day that I was making it. So this is a lavender. We've got a fragrance-free one for sensitive skin. Later on, after a few years, I made a beauty balm with rosehip and frankincense, but similar base. And we've got one for babies as well, which is certified for use from birth. But it is basically just...
wonderful. I love the color. Oh, I love it.
I'm just going to show you. Yeah, so it's just so good. So it was formulated by complete accident, tweaked in later years to make it a little bit more, I don't know, easier to apply and stuff. But so it was just really, it just happened. I couldn't avoid it, and it just worked. And honestly, whenever I sit and think, how on earth, because one of our other best seller products is our Be Beautiful face cream. And again, that was formulated. I didn't make soap for a very long time, even though people see me as a soap maker. I didn't make soap for a few years. I just made balms and creams. And a similar thing happened to the face cream that I make. I mean, I got and it's a best seller as well. It's really, really good, a honey and beeswax base, but it was a complete, I don't want to say fluke, but I just feel like it is going to sound weird that I was kind of, the information was funneled to me. I don't know how or why or where, but it was, because I'm not a cosmetic chemist. I have no scientific background. And since then, over the last 7 years, I've learned a lot, and I can formulate, and I know what I want to use and all the rest of it. So I've kind of got better at that bit now, but.
It makes so much sense. I truly, truly believe that we're all channels, but we just have to be open. Like, there are all these ideas floating around, and we just have to be open and be sort of the transmitter or the avatar that makes things happen, and in a much, much better way. So it's so needed. I wrote to you, we have one tallow girl here in Germany, that I've just recently discovered, and it was such a game changer, because there's so much seed oil in everything that I've used also in the in the organic part of the supermarket, or like the very, 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 very expensive stores.
Yeah.
And it just didn't do it for me. So I am so, so, so thankful that you're doing all this incredible.
Tallow flies out. It really does. I mean, I'm surprised. I very kind of tiptoed into tallow because I'm like, it's beef fat, it's from the cow. Nobody's going to buy this, but I knew, I knew it was a good product. I knew tallow was a great ingredient, and I first started making tallow soaps, and then I kind of went down the tallow balm route, and the tallow balms, they just fly. They just fly. I had my tallow and turmeric balm on my face last night. I don't use it every night. I like to swap it or mix it, or there's the cat. But tallow's incredible. I'm surprised there's not more tallow producers in Germany.
Yeah, me too. Maybe there is, and it's just the one that I found being very impatient. So you have all of these products, like 300, you said?
Oh yeah, about 300, maybe more, but yeah, around 300 mark. Yeah.
So you have to be super agile in producing and in stocking. And how do you can you walk me through a typical day of you as a CEO and the maker of everything? Like, how do you start your day to be super present, super Red Bull, highly resilient?
I just get through it. It's because Behaven, it's just part of me. So I know the heartbeat of the business. So I'm not that structured. I mean, Brooke and I have said we need to have a Tuesday meeting. We need to sit down on a Tuesday morning and do the meeting. And we did it twice. So I haven't ever done it after that. I know the heartbeat and the pulse of the business. So, I kind of intuitively know what I need to do. I will make a to-do list.
Based on what? On the orders that come in, or based on you thinking, okay, I
looking at the shelves and going, what I need. Brooke will pick and pack all of the orders and ship those out. So I don't necessarily see what's being, I don't see anymore. I used to, I don't see anymore what, like, oh, there's been so many skin balms today, I must make skin balms. I will look at the shelves and I always know, like every day I'll be making shampoo bars, skin balms, face creams. There's always the products that you have to make every day because I still make things in small batches. I've upscaled my soap production to a batch of 50 at a time. But my skin balms and face creams, I like making them in 15s and 30s. Sounds ridiculous.
Is it also the freshness?
It's consistency. I like a certain consistency, and different things can. So if I was to make my face cream in a bigger batch, it's going to take longer for that to cool down. So because it's a cream, it needs a preservative. So if I add the preservative in, I have to add it in at a certain temperature. So that will probably have to happen the next morning, in which case it'll be a little bit more solid and I'll have to whip it. So it'll be the same cream, it'll do the same thing, but the consistency won't be right for me. And I'm very fussy. And it's with the skin balms, it's kind of like, I like to use a microwave. We've only got the Pyrex bowl is the biggest thing that will fit in the microwave for the skin balms. And I can really only get 30 out of that. We could upscale, but you would need a bigger mixer, a bigger microwave. You would need more room. So in the environment that we're in, it's kitchen instruments. I have got a big blender and a big whipper now for body creams and stuff. But
very impressive.
Yeah, do you like it?
Yeah.
Super excited about that. So I'm just looking at it because it's sitting here in front of me. It's huge.
Can you show it, please? Can you?
I will. Yeah. Okay. Now this was my birthday present from my birthday money. Look at that. I could. For soap. So I still like to make everything in small batches. I have definitely, I'm diagnosed bipolar, which has this creative side to it, which is my superpower. And I don't ever use bipolar as a negative. I'm very proud to have been diagnosed with that. I'm very glad I got my diagnosis because it was very confusing before that diagnosis and medication. But with bipolar, you have a creative side. I think I'm also probably very much, and I don't like the way now we all put ourselves into brackets. I'm not a big fan of that, but I definitely do have ADHD in there somewhere. There's definitely that. So I am super hard, cannot concentrate. I can't look at a to-do list and do it. I'll be like, oh, I need to make that. Oh, shiny thing. Let's look at the shiny thing. Or I need to make face creams, but I really want to make bath bombs. That it's a battle, an internal battle to get what I need to get done every day. But I do it.
Right.
So it happens. We're not always where we want to be stock wise, but yeah, I kind of get through it. So I'll make a list. I'll try to stick to it. I know what I need to make every day, the everyday products that I make every day. And with the soap being now in bigger batches, I kind of I think I might need to make that. That looks a bit low, so that's how it works.
The wizard style.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it makes so much sense. I've been in the design thinking industry for I don't know many years, and there were always people telling me, I've got heavy ADHD or whatever, but here I don't, because people were just making stuff. They were just using their human I don't know, their potential, like everything they have themselves to create. And I think this is like the normal and human thing to be living and doing. And maybe this all comes from, as you said, this is our skincare. It gives us, eczema. And maybe this is also a way of life that gives us some sort of symptoms because it's just not fitting. It's just not the normal and natural way to do things.
Yes. And I think, like I said, I don't like to put myself into brackets, but I don't think I'd be able to achieve what I have to achieve on a daily basis if I wasn't slightly mad. If I wasn't.
I'm so glad you're saying this. Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to. Yeah. you have to not fit into some kind of box.
I think creative people are never the most stable people. Like they're, I mean, in general, they're not. You know, the artists, the comedians, the actors, all of those. Like we've got this amazing creative ability, and until a few years ago, I would have said I can't draw. I have no other creative abilities. I can't paint. There's nothing. My creativity is through skincare and soap and things like that. But and I wouldn't have realized that I was creative until recently. But I think the payoff, like you've got this ability to create things.
Yeah.
But the payoff of that is that, it's not going to be easy for you because you're probably going to have ADHD and you can't concentrate, or you can't do a to-do list, or you may have a lot of creative people are bipolar. A lot of creative people are bipolar. It's connected. So you do have to sort of, there's the benefits, and then there's the other bits, because obviously with struggling with those things, it's not always, oh yeah, I'm going to make lots of products today. Sometimes I'm like, I don't feel good. So I can't cope, or, I'm great whenever it's busy, but whenever we're quiet, I just get I'm terrified of my own shadow sometimes. I'm just, but I don't tend to talk about that so much on my social media. It's very much, hi, bee, soap, skincare. But there's definitely the other side to it, where it's very difficult being a small business. Very difficult being a small business.
Yeah, and it's so natural that I feel like having a business, likewise being a mom, is the most incredible journey to growth, and that means light and shadow.
There's light and shadow. That's exactly it.
And the more light, the more shadow. New levels, new devils.
Exactly.
Like it's constant. But I'm so glad that we're talking about this, because people are always thinking, okay, if I face this, I'm wrong. No, it's just how it works, how we create. It's just our natural universal way to
the cycle.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, I think I didn't realize what it was, but I always felt like whenever I'm successful, whenever the life I have now, I feel like I don't deserve it. And I don't know why I feel, I know it's called imposter syndrome. And whenever I look at imposter syndrome and the wording, I'm like, wow, that is me. So whenever you say the more light, the more shadow, for me, it is that, the more orders, the busier we are, the better the social media is, all of that. I'm like, it freaks me out. I'm like, oh my goodness, someone's going to come knocking on the door and go, oh, you're not allowed to, this isn't for you. You're not supposed to have this success.
It can't be easy.
I think as women as well, we always kind of, we're more prone maybe to feeling like that. I don't know. Do you feel like, would you struggle with imposter?
Oh yeah, that exactly. So 95% I think of women have this, I'm not good enough. So when I started my business, and it was so much fun, and I created the YouTube channel, and I put out all the tools that I had in my drawer for years, and it made so much sense. I created impact, purpose, everything, passion. And then I unconsciously created a boot camp that I had to follow up. So every weekend was full because I had to do my videos, and I was just in this another burnout cycle. I just came out of a burnout cycle, so I created another burnout because I was just so used to it. And it couldn't, and then for my first video, I had 42,000 views, like wow, almost on the spot. And I was like, it can't be that easy. I have to have some, challenges that I put into for myself, absolutely unconsciously, so I can prove myself every single day. And then I recreated my subconscious. I was like, I'm done. I just don't want this. I want this easy life. I want to have peace. Another cat just wants to jump. So that was my key in order to just relax and let things flow and get out of this vicious cycle in here, and this overwhelm, wanting to prove and being in fight or flight all the time.
It's overwhelming. Overwhelming is the word, isn't it? It really is overwhelming. Yeah. And I feel I feel pressure because I'm kind of solely responsible for generating the income for myself and for Brooke. And we have a part-time person that will soon be full-time as well. And that pressure of, okay, I have to get off the hamster wheel.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I get off it, what happens? Where's, if I'm not constantly creating that content, I am terrified not to. I mean, I'm going away on holiday for 2 weeks, like I said, next week. And I am terrified not to have good content to push out every day. And I can't have it organized because it's just so busy.
Mhm.
So and people come back, people leave social media, come back and say, oh, I've been on a break, or I was on holiday for a few weeks, or I haven't been on in ages. I just mentally can't. I am too scared to do that, to give myself a break, because I'm not sure whether it's all going to go. It's the imposter syndrome that does this. I think that if I'm not present for my audience every single day, that it's going to go poof, and it's all going to be, okay, Emma, it's all finished now. You took a day off, so it's all gone. Get back to your old life. That's where you belong. That's what I think's going to happen. And I know it's not, but I cannot.
Yeah, and it's all in your brain, right?
It's all in my brain.
It's all in your brain. It's not real. It's just the fear that it's creeping up. I can absolutely relate to that, honestly. And I think a lot of people can. A lot of people. But yeah, is it something that you've experienced in the past, you think, that makes you believe is like an old record? Is it something that, even ancestors gave you? I mean,
Yeah.
this is like we can go this far back in order to unblock it. And going up 5 years from now, I know it's like we're in the moment and stuff, and life's changing so fast, and
Yeah.
world's changing. But what do you
the
think?
the world is changing.
Yes. Yeah, we're part of the change.
Yeah. Interesting. It's interesting.
Are you, well, what is your hope for yourself?
A lot of people would say to me, you need to, like, I think businesses, this type of business will get to a certain amount, a certain level of doing everything themselves, and then they'll kind of upscale, and they'll bring someone else to come in to help them, and you can be on bath bombs and I'll be on creams, and maybe then another person comes in. I am not going to do that. That is not my plan. I've seen so many small businesses upscale and spread the work where they're more like taking themselves out so they don't have to do all of the manual stuff. But then you've got so many wages to pay, and you're also giving your recipes to people that, like, you're entrusting your processes and your suppliers and your recipes to people who you're employing, who could just rip you off and go and do it themselves. So for me, my like 5-year plan, the blue sky, the ultimate kind of where I would like to be in 5 years' time, it would be that I'll still be here. I'll still be making 99% of the products we sell. Brooke will be doing her thing, being like the sensible, person in charge, running the business, doing the finances. We'll have somebody full time that will be dealing with the customers and doing all of the stock and stocking out and organizing and wrapping the soaps. And there'll be somebody coming in who'll be picking and packing our website orders and doing the paperwork. For me, that would be where I would love to be as a business. So, 4 people, 4 wages. But I mean, for myself, and I'm 46 and I'm starting to get sore, I'm starting to get tired and things like that. But I couldn't ever not be the person that's doing it. So for me, I don't think anything's going to change. I think as our business grows, I would like a little bit of growth, definitely, just because we're in that small business, but we need a little bit of growth to make us a little bit more comfortable. I suppose we're not in a comfortable position. Comfortable enough, and we've achieved a lot, but a little bit of growth would sort of make us a little bit more comfortable, and to make Brooke's job easier and to make us a little bit more efficient. But I think I will still be here making everything's in 10s and 15s and 35s. That's not going to change. I will expire at this bench.
Okay, that's good to know. Good to hear. Where can we find you to order and have a piece of you?
Oh, so you can at behavenbodycare.co.uk. We ship to Ireland, UK, all of Europe, USA, Canada, Australia. So we ship to those countries. And you can get me on my social media channels, Miss Behaven 123, and that's on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Or you can come in if you're a Northern Irish viewer. You can come to my little shop in Ballygowan, a tiny little village just outside of Belfast, and you can come in and visit us here.
That's a wrap on another Changelicious episode where transformation never tasted so good. If your soul's feeling fed, don't forget to follow, leave a love note, aka review, and share the goodness with somebody really ready to flip the script. For more juicy insights and sweet inspiration, follow me, Hedi Schäfer, and let's keep stirring up change that sticks. Until next time, stay real, stay bold, and keep it Changelicious.